Good morning, students. This is Nazin Hussain, your SST subject teacher. Again, welcome you all in STB online classes. I hope you all are safe and staying at home only. Students, today I will teach you Civics Lesson 1, the Indian Constitution. This chapter we are going to begin with football game, which you know and even played. According to the rules of the football, if ball touches the arm of the player except the goalkeeper, then it is considered as a foul. Same thing happen again if the players start to hold the ball in their hands and passes around the others. Like football, other games are also having their rules and regulations to play with them. Each of these rules help us to define the game and distinguish from one game to another. As all these rules are fundamental to the game, we can also call them the constitutive rules of the game. Like the games in our society, we are having some constitutive rules that make it what it is and differentiate it from the other kinds of societies. In large societies in which different communities of people are living together, these rules are formulated through an agreement. And in modern countries, these agreements are formulated in a written form. So, a written document in which we find such rules to run a country is called a constitution. Students, in your previous class, like 6th and 7th, you had a small discussion on this topic. But this year you will have a discussion in detail like what it is, why do we need a constitution, who made it and how. Now our first heading for today is why does a country need a constitution? Students, before starting this topic, we should again understand that what is a constitution. Students, a constitution is a set of rules that guides how a country, state or other political organizations works. The constitution may tell what are the branches, what powers they have and how it works. It may also state the rights of citizens. Students, today most of the countries are having a constitution. While all democratic countries are likely to have constitution, but it is not necessary that all the countries that are having constitution are democratic. The constitution serves several purposes. Now we discuss it. First, it lays out certain ideals that forms the basis of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in. Usually, a country is having different kind of communities, those who share different types of beliefs, customs, rituals, but it is not necessary that all the people will agree on all the issues. Now, let us understand what I mean by this through two contrasting situations. In the recent history of Nepal, a country that borders to India on the north. Until recently, Nepal was a monarchy. Here, the meaning of monarchy is a kind of government where the monarch or a king is the head of the state. The previous constitution, which had been adopted in 1990, reflected the fact that all the powers will be in the hand of the king only. As you can see on the chart that there was a people's struggle in 1990 that established democracy that lasted for 12 years until 2002. In October 2002, there was a serious uprising of Maoist group along the countryside. By looking at the movement of the Maoist group, the King Gyanendra, who was the nominal head of the Nepal, started to take with the assistance of army slowly from one department to another department. Like this, he started to control the government or nation. But in 2005, one historical step happened. The Maoists, actually, who staying out of the system by using violent methods and not making any political organization together, started to fight against the king's dictatorship attitude or monarchic attitude. In 2006, the King Gyanendra tried many new methods to stop these types of groups by giving some favorable benefits or concession. But people denied to take them by saying that they need a new form of government. They declared that the kingship rule has to come on end and democratic government has to be formed, where the choices of the people will be reflected, not the goals of the kings will be achieved. So, in 2006, King Gyanendra agreed to give his kingship. Like this, the government in the Nepal changed from kingship to democratic form of government. So, from the whole story, we come to know that when there is a change in the form of government, then we have to bring changes in the set of rules in the constitution also. Like earlier in the Nepal in 1990, they had a constitution which was stated that the powers will be in the hands of the king only. But now, as the government has been changed, the decisions will be taken by the members of the parliament, who are the representatives of the public and are elected for every 5 years by the election commission. Now, let's move to the second important purpose of the constitution, that is to define the nature of the country's political system. Students, in a democracy, we choose our leaders so that they can exercise power responsibly in behalf of us. But, however, there is always the possibility that these political leaders will misuse the power or authority. But the Constitution usually provides the safeguards against this. The misuse of power and authority can result in gross injustice. We can understand this through a small story. Like Suresh is a class monitor. He is a bully boy. His classmates also do not like him. One day, his class teacher, Mrs. Rao, has to leave the class as she is having some urgent work. So she asked Suresh to mind the class. As soon as Mrs. Rao leaves the class, Suresh starts to tease the Anil by saying that he will do complaint of his. Anil is an innocent boy. He asks Suresh, he has not done anything wrong. Then why he will do complaint of his? Meanwhile, teacher returned. Suresh said to the teacher that Anil was disturbing the class by talking loudly. By hearing this, teacher gave a punishment to Anil. Students, I think now you understand my point. In simple words, when power is given in the hands of incorrect person, he might misuse this power. But our constitution has made some rules, regulations, and fundamental rights to protect us. In your previous class, 7th, you also have heard about the story of Om Prakash Valmiki. From that story, you understood that how he was discriminated by his classmates, teachers, as well as from principal. You also understood that how the Indian Constitution guarantees the right to equality to every person and says that every person is equal before law, whether he belongs to any caste, creed, religion, etc. Another important function of a constitution in a democracy is to ensure that a dominant group does not use his power against less powerful people or poor. We can understand this point again with a small story. In Saraswati Senior Secondary School, in 10th class, the number of boys are 30 and the number of girls are 15. One day in the games period, the boys wanted to play cricket while the girls wanted to play basketball. Both of the groups were not agree with each other. So teacher decided to settle the dispute between them with a show of hands. As you know, the number of boys were more, so teacher agreed that all will play cricket. Such unhealthy situations can occur in a democratic societies too, where a majority can continuously enforce the decisions that exclude minorities. But the constitution contains some rules that ensure that minorities are not excluded from anything. That's all for today, children. I hope you understand the term constitution and the reason behind the need of a constitution. Rest of the chapter we will discuss in next video. Till then, thanks and be safe.